One of the greatest features of the Donaldson Cross Country Championship is undoubtedly the Imperial Auto CELEB Challenge, where SA celebs test their navigating skills alongside Terrence Marsh. This season, we've already seen the likes of former Bok AJ Fenter, former Bafana Bafana captain Neil Tovey, and TV presenter Marius Roberts take up the challenge, while former Springbok winger Stefan de Blanche loved it so much, he agreed to do it a third time. And that was at the toughest event of them all, the Toyota 1000 Desert Race in Botswana.
It's a wonderful setup, so many sports can learn so much about motor racing in South Africa, the way they're organised. It's a wonderful opportunity. It was a great 3 days out here to come all the way, my first time ever in Botswana, and to complete the Desert 1000. It's a wonderful achievement for me. I'm delighted to be finished. The body's a bit sore, but going to have a few cold ones tonight and talk about the route and relive all the memories and relive all the good and the bad.
A slice of racing history was also made at the opening round of the Donaldson Cross Country Championship. The side-by-side category, aiming at bringing new competitors into cross-country racing, made its official debut with no less than 11 vehicles on the start line. Competitors complete the qualifying race and one of the two loops that make up the national champs. Brian Kappa has proved he's equally at home behind 2 and 4 wheels. Ian Yako Swart in the Regent Racing Polaris topped the standings. Gareth Woolridge proving that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Ian Boy Dreyer completely dominating matters in Botswana. Leander Pienaar and Stefan Murray in their Motorride Can-Am are third overall. They opened the year with victory in the Free State. So not much separates the top three. Kappa and Swart are just 5 clear of Woolridge and Dreyer, while Pienaar and Murray are hot on their heels. Van der Mostert and Henno de Ploy in their Motor Netex Polaris are 4th, while Daniel van Rooyen and Tace Cravenstein round off the top 5. But it's Kappa and Swart that are setting the pace.
It's a long year, and we want to win the championship bad, and we know what we need to do to win championships. So it's going to be a good race the whole year.
Let's head back to the regionals now, and it's the Toyota Dealer 250 which took place at Moy River in KZN, featuring the likes of Stephen Morale and Sean Braithwaite.
So Stephen, we see we got a beautiful new car behind you. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, the old car we had a lot of trouble with, so we've upgraded to a new car, obviously. I think I bought a nice car from Keith. It's our first time out. We've got 250 Ks to get used to the car, I think, today, and so hopefully it'll be good.
Two men we've already seen in the show, Ricky Carter and Reg Sutton.
I think it's going to be a very rough race, as Moy normally is. Plenty of rocks, a lot of mud, the forest is tricky. So I think you're going to have to keep your head. It's going to be a hard race, and I think it's going to be fairly wet as well. A lot of river crossings. So I think if you hold it together, you'll finish. If you lose the plot, that's the end of your race.
I think it's going to be a long day. It's going to be dusty. We might even get a bit of rain this afternoon. But I think it's the same for everyone, so I'm looking forward to it.
As he should, another great day and another great race. The race began like a blur for many as confusion reigned amongst the front runners, most notably the likes of Clint Gibson and Gary Campbell in the Dirt Sport Components Porter, and Lance Strathui and Jeff Minnett in their Mortimer Toyota Bat. They're both competing in the national and regional championship. Cross-country racing is often run over the most hostile and challenging terrain, with crews having to contend with mountain passes, rivers, and undulated veldt in their quest to reach the finish line. It was certainly unforgiving terrain for the competitors out there. Further down the field, Don Thompson and Graham Peterson, braving the tough conditions and having to compete with some of the Donaldson Cross Country Championship backmarkers. They're holding down first position in Class P. You'd be forgiven for thinking some of these drivers were aquaplaning given the amount of water that they have to contend with, but they do manage to make it to the end, despite the treacherous conditions. Back to Don Thompson and Graham Peterson, and they've managed to dry their vehicle somewhat, although it looks like I've spoken too soon. Plenty of mud for them to contend with, and it has certainly slowed them down. Just behind them in 4th overall, local boys Daniel Brooks and Gavin Gray, the Ducati's Properties bat duo, finishing in just under 3 hours, smooth sailing from the men from KZN, unlike some of their competitors who they passed along the way. Well, he said he was looking forward to the race, and so he should have. Reg Sutton finishing 5th overall, alongside Warren Bienica in their Zarko Magnum. Ian McLean and Lucas van Dort managed to finish inside the top 10, and 9th place for them in the Zarko Light. But they first had to let Jack and Brett Peckham through, father and son, going on to take 6th place, also in the Zarko Light. Not too far behind them, Marcus Taylor and Trace Pricemoor, their JRE number B72 was up to the task, taking them to 7th place overall. The shot giving you a clear indication as to just how tricky the terrain is. In 8th place, James Watson and John Thompson, their bright yellow bat, going smoothly. Rounding off the top 10, Ricky Carter and his daughter Lauren. They finished in a time of 3 hours, 17 minutes and 13 seconds in their Zarko Light. In 11th place, Rob Spence and Kevin Teron in their Zarko Light. And just over 7 minutes adrift and caked in mud, Bruce Braithwaite and Adam Jewell making their way to 12th spot. Northern Region's competitors, newcomers Dewald and Anton Nienaber, using the event to gain experience, found a very deep ditch, and they had no way of getting out. Luckily, a local was on hand. It meant little, though, as they failed to finish the race. Carl van der Merwe and Mark Olivier did finish. The pair made it through in just under 4 hours to end 14th overall. Stephen Morrell and Sean Braithwaite were raving about their new car earlier, and it looks to have served them well, their new bat taking them to 15th position. The last competitor to make it to the finish and avoid a dreaded DNF, Alex Everingham in a Sandmaster. The winners, though, Lance Trathui and Jeff Minute.
So Lance, congratulations on winning your regional. How did it go out there?
Yes, we had a very good race today. Just big thanks to Jeff for getting us around. And also just to my mechanics. We basically rebuilt the car on Thursday. And without them, we wouldn't be here today. So, we worked hard on Thursday, and without them, we wouldn't have been here today.
Exceptional performance, seeing them take top spot, exactly 11 seconds clear of Gibson and Campbell, while Thompson and Peterson also made it to the podium. In the Donaldson Cross Country Championship, mighty two-wheel drive Class A vehicles with no restrictions to the chassis, suspension or engine compete for top honours in the special vehicle category. Heading the show, father and son Quinton and Cully Silvalt in the Elegant Fueled Bat. They have 2 wins and a 2nd place, taking them to the top of the point standings. They showed promise in 2013 and are delivering in 2014. Lying in 2nd place, the surprise package, Gerard and Hardus du Plessis in the aging Jimco. They were on the podium in each of the first 3 races, winning the Toyota Dealer 450 in Moy River. Arthur Barnes and Anthony Asher, who are probably a little surprised to find themselves in 3rd place in the title chase in their first season of national competition, are an outfit well worth watching. Lawrence du Plessis and Keely LaRue are 4th overall, largely thanks to a brilliant win in the first heat in Botswana. 3 early season non-finishers put Vichard and Hammond Silvalt from Elegant Fuel on the back foot, while reigning champions Evan Hutchison and Donnie Stassen in the Motorrad Bat have had a season they would rather forget, with an onboard fire in spitting distance of the finish line, putting pay to their sterling performance in Botswana. Daniel Brooks and Gavin Gray and their Ducati's Property Bat appear to be the 2 men who know their way around a route. They keep on delivering, their best place so far being 2nd at the Toyota Dealer 450. Rounding off the top 10, Derek DeToy and Andrew Makanetti in their Ceres Rail Crossing Bat Spec 5. There I have a couple of crews who could throw a span in the works over the next 4 events. Lance Strathui, partnered by Jeff Millett in the Mortimer Toyota Bat, Brett Parker and VZ Van Sale from Sizanani Plastics, Mark Corbett and Juan Moore, and the Agazi brothers, Eduardo and Ricardo, all have potential of winning races.
Obviously, fantastic result for us. Really happy for all our sponsors and for the team that's put in a lot of effort into the car for the preparation. So really looking forward to a good remainder of the season.
So a fantastic performance so far from the Silvolts, Quinton and Cully. They're on 69 points, 10 ahead of the Duplessis, while Barnes and Asher are currently in third place on 52. Class P has proven to be another hard-fought category with 2 cars dominating matters. John Thompson and Maurice Matten have finished all 4 races, albeit that a non-finish on day 3 in the desert blotted their copybook. James Watson and John Thompson, showing their potential, did extremely well in the only marathon event on the Donaldson Cross Country Championship calendar in Botswana, claiming first in class. Third overall, Sean Wright and Michael Abramson from Regent Racing. The pair have collected 20 points so far. The experienced Rob Walk, who alternates driving duties with Jeremy Wood, and navigator Ashley Thorne, has proved it's difficult to teach an old dog new tricks and has finished second in both races so far this year. Nicholas Gosling and Andrew Massey in the Men's Health Clinic Zaka are lying 5th and enjoying one of their better seasons to date. They're 1 point ahead of Keith Makanete and Maloisi Barotho. The duo started the season horribly with 3 non-finishes in a row, but a good showing in the desert has seen them climb. Colin Matthews and Rodney Burke have had a miserable time of it with mechanical maladies getting the better of them, but that said, there are not many drivers who can match the pace of Matthews. The quality Class P field also includes the likes of Kutsia and Sandra Labuskachny, John Telford and Victor Nteke, and newcomers Frikkie Botha and Koos Visser. And with 4 rounds of the Donaldson Cross Country Championship still to go, some close and interesting racing lies ahead. So at the halfway mark of the Donaldson Cross Country Championship, John Thompson and Maurice Matten are tied at the top with James Watson and John Thompson, while Rates and Abramson from Regent Racing complete the top 3. Next month, we're in the Northwest for the Freiburg 450, an event that made its debut on the calendar last year, but proved to be so popular that it's back. It takes place on the 12th and the 13th of September, and we'll see you there.